Bivol. It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so I've been wanting to talk about this for like a long time because this has in what has been nothing short of a banner year for boxing. Like, it's just been truly one of the best years for boxing in a long time. Most of the big fights are getting made. We're getting a classic fight after classic fight. We're getting the big stars in boxing for the most part, unless you're Tyson Fury. Signing up and making big fights happen. We're seeing guys like Crawford and Spence get fights the fans want to see done. Ryan and Tank earlier in the year. We're seeing Inoue and Fulton really set the tone as the gold standard for how to make a big fight happen in boxing when it's supposed to happen, But while all these great things are going on, lost in the shuffle is one of the best boxers in the world. One of the most skilled boxers in the world. Arguably the purest boxer in the sport. Dmitry Bivol not even having a fight. We're already in July. We're in the middle of July. And Dmitry Bivol does still not have a fight scheduled. And the way it's looking, he's not going to be... When he does fight, he's not going to be... in the Beterbiev fight. Because Beterbiev's fighting Callum Smith in August. Now, maybe they make a fight in December. Fourth quarter, squeezes in. I highly doubt we get Bivol versus Beterbiev in December of 2023. But I hope I'm wrong. So, Bivol is a case of like... Sometimes in boxing, when you beat the quote-unquote man, sometimes it doesn't make you the man, and it doesn't push your career the way... It doesn't push your career forward the way maybe it should have. Like, think about when Leon Spinks beat Muhammad Ali. He was a gold medalist in the 76 Olympics. Beat Muhammad Ali in his 7th pro fight. Wasn't really able to capitalize off of beating Muhammad Ali after his 7th pro fight. And there's many examples of that. Fighters upsetting big names in boxing, but not really able to push their career forward. And Bivol looks like the most recent example of that. Bivol's career, it's been a couple of things. I think first and foremost, I think with the Canelo fight, I think Canelo has a lot of options. Bivol wanted to fight at 168. I think when Canelo weighed his options, there were easier fights for more money. And ultimately, that's what he's went ahead and did. He's fighting Jermell Charlo, a 154-pounder coming up to 168, coming off of a hand surgery. Fighting that guy is a lot easier than the guy that just beat you, 11 to 12 rounds, And as we say here on True School Sports, Bivol exposed Canelo, beat him. It was easy. So that's why Canelo is going that direction. Maybe Bivol wanted more money. I wasn't privy to negotiations, but maybe Bivol wanted more money than maybe the market commanded. I don't know. But either way you cut it up, slice it and dice it, Bivol is not fighting Canelo. So he was unlucky to not get the Canelo rematch. You had the two Brits ranked number 1 and number 2. You had one Brit in Joshua Buatsi who doesn't quite believe in himself and criticized Eddie Hearn and turned down the Bivol fight and ran to a whole other TV platform to avoid Bivol. And now he's fighting another Brit who also doesn't want to fight Bivol because the fight was offered to him and he didn't want to take it in Dan Aziz. So they're fighting each other in the battle of Duckers. And Bivol can't even get those fights to stay busy, right? Look at the other guys in the rankings. Joe Smith, he's already beat. Alexander Vazik's called him out. Right now, Bivol is talking about fighting Anthony Yarde. Now, my question would be, why on God's green earth is Eddie Hearn talking about making an Anthony Yarde fight? Anthony Yarde, I got all the respect in the world for Anthony Yarde. Anthony Yarde is a true warrior of the sport. He's fought, Sergey Kovalev, Beterbiev, Lyndon Arthur. He has fought some of the biggest names in this division and has shown no fear at all. I got respect for Anthony Yarde, but nobody wants to see Dmitry Bivol fight Anthony Yarde coming off of a loss to Beterbiev. That's just the truth. We've reached a point where, we want Bivol versus Beterbiev, and that's what it is, right? I'm going to pose this question and throw it out there. I mean, maybe I'm going to have to get more aggressive and get in these interviews and maybe get his manager Vadim here on the channel. But my thing is this. Bivol has been champion since 2017. it's going to be 2024 next year. So he's going to go on 7 years of being a champion. Why on God's green earth has a Beterbiev fight not happened? Artur Beterbiev is about to be 38, pushing 40 soon. We want to see this fight. And like, I think he's going to beat Callum Smith, but that's not even a gimme. Callum Smith's a good fighter. So why hasn't there been more of an urgency to fight Beterbiev? I really want to know, because I'm starting to get to that point where it's like, yo, you've already beaten it. Like, because when you go through the rankings in the WBA, most guys either have ducked Bivol or he's beaten them. Like, for example, Buatsi and Aziz ducked Bivol. Joe Smith lost to Bivol. Exodo Ramirez lost to Bivol. Richards lost to Bivol. There's literally 3 guys in the top 15 of the WBA that Bivol has already handily beaten. And no, so there's not a lot of attractive fights with Bivol. So Anthony Yard ain't gonna cut it. But I do want to see Bivol get a fight. So if there was ever a time for Bivol to cherry pick a fighter who's not in the top 15 just to stay busy, this would be the time. Cherry pick a fighter, stay sharp, keep busy. Hopefully Beterbiev does his thing against Callum Smith. And listen, after this fight with Callum Smith, if Beterbiev does what he's supposed to do, we can't waste no more time. We need Beterbiev Bivol next. And it's getting to that point where, like, I got to start getting some answers here, because, Dmitry Bivol not being active is a crime against boxing. Dmitry Bivol is one of the best boxers I've ever seen put on a pair of boxing gloves. Elite defense, elite offense, just elite everything, elite footwork, elite balance. He was everything that Pernell Whitaker prophesized about many years ago. And the fact that we've only seen him once since the Canelo fight is an indictment on boxing and the business of boxing and just how it can be at times. So hopefully we get some answers. But yeah, those are just my thoughts on Bivol's career right now. And I don't want to see an Anthony Yard fight, but at the same time, it's like, the only better option is Alexander Vazik. So listen, I said it once in a previous video. I'll say it again. It's Alexander Vazik or bust. If we're talking about good fights, Bivol are going to keep him sharp, keep him busy, and still test him. The Alexander Vazik fight is the only fight we're talking about, because Vazik's gotten active. He's got a couple fights in. He's former champion. The only guy that's beaten him is Beterbiev. He, to me, is the next best thing besides Beterbiev. He's the best alternative besides Beterbiev. So fighting Anthony Yard does nothing for Bivol, and it's a waste of time. Vazik fight is much better. They have amateur history. Make it happen. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on Bivol right now. Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True Street Sports Empire. We're here at the Hatanaka Boxing Gym in Nagoya, Japan. And for more great videos just like this one, make sure you guys click right here.